After millions of years of fire and ash, the Triassic period reached its end. A new era was dawning, the Jurassic period. Approximately 201 million years ago, at the close of the Triassic period, all land on Earth formed one immense supercontinent called Pangaea. Deep beneath the crust, powerful tectonic forces were building, ready to reshape the planet. The first cracks appeared in the crust, marking the beginning of the supercontinent's breakup. This rifting would eventually create the Atlantic Ocean we know today. Huge amounts of magma intruded the crust, creating the Central Atlantic Magmatic Province, or CAMP, one of Earth's largest flood basalt events. Massive volcanic eruptions began across thousands of kilometers, the birth of the CAMP Flood Basalt Province. The eruptions occurred in intense, short-lived pulses, each lasting decades to centuries. Billions of tons of basaltic lava poured out, reshaping the surface of Pangaea. Along with the lava came enormous releases of volcanic gases, including carbon dioxide and sulfur compounds. These pulses repeated over tens of thousands of years, with periods of intense activity. The lava covered vast regions, creating thick layers of basalt across the supercontinent. These gases began to alter the planet's atmosphere on a global scale. Each major pulse released enormous energy and materials in a geologically brief time. The rifting and volcanism worked together, widening the cracks in the crust. Four main eruptive pulses have been identified by scientists, each adding to the transformation. The rift valleys deepened as the continents continued to pull apart. Gradually, the intense volcanic activity began to subside. The last major pulses marked the peak of this extraordinary volcanic episode. Layers of ash began to settle across the land. The vibrant landscape slowly changed color under the volcanic blanket. Thick deposits of ash accumulated, altering soil and surface features. The effects were not local. Volcanic materials influenced the entire planet. The atmosphere grew heavy with volcanic gases. The skies remained darkened for a long time after the main eruptions. The land was now covered in new rock and ash from the massive volcanic outpourings. Ash and aerosols spread far and wide, beginning to dim the sunlight. Erosion began to shape the fresh volcanic deposits. Vast areas became blanketed in layers of fine volcanic ash. The ongoing rifting continued to reshape the geography of a supercontinent. Much of the surface had become a world of ash and cooled basalt. A profound quiet settled over the transformed land. The planet's crust began to stabilize after the intense activity. The rift zones now stood as silent witnesses to the breakup of Pangaea.
Ash deserts stretched across regions once covered by lush vegetation.
Thick basalt formations created new plateaus on supercontinent. This marked the boundary between the Triassic and the beginning of the Jurassic world. A planet reshaped by fire, lava, ash, and the slow splitting of continents. The effects of camp volcanism left a lasting mark on the global landscape. Geological layers record the pulses of this extraordinary volcanic episode. This was the end of the Triassic period, a world forever changed by the forces within the Earth. The Jurassic period has begun. The world remains covered in a thick blanket of volcanic ash. But among the ash, the first hardy plants begin to emerge. These pioneer plants start to turn patches of gray into green. The first dinosaurs reappear. Small, fast theropods emerge from their refuges. Colophysis-like theropods move carefully across the recovering land. Early sauropodomorphs, the ancestors of giant long-necked dinosaurs, also return to the landscape. Plateosaurus explores the newly greening world and begins to feed. Small ornithischians such as Losothosaurus join the recovering ecosystem. Different groups of dinosaurs begin to share the slowly recovering land. The pioneer vegetation continues to spread, slowly turning ash into fertile ground.
Theropods and early plant eaters start to coexist in the new Jurassic world.
Losothosaurus finds food among the emerging plants. Crocodilomorphs such as Protosuchus return to the wetlands. These early crocodile relatives adapt to the changing environment. Surviving therapsids and cynodonts also appear in the recovering landscape. Cynodonts, close relatives of early mammals, search for food. The first known turtles, like Proganochelys, make their way on the land. These early turtles begin to find sustenance in the new environment. Pterosaurs return to the skies, gliding above the recovering world.
They survey the land as life slowly returns.
The vegetation continues to expand, covering more of the gray landscape.
More dinosaurs appear as the land becomes greener.
Allosaurus thrive among the new plant growth.
Crocodilomorphs find new opportunities near water.
Mammal-like reptiles continue to survive in the changing world. Early turtles steadily make their home in the recovering landscape. Pterosaurs soar higher as the skies clear.
The ecosystem grows more diverse with each passing season.
Green life spreads rapidly across the once barren land. Theropods begin to hunt in the new vegetation.
Sauropodomorphs form small groups to feed.
Young dinosaurs enjoy the growing greenery. Crocodilomorphs thrive near water sources. Cynodonts use the new soil for shelter.
Turtles find safety and food among the plants.
Pterosaurs find resting places on the recovering land. The balance of life is slowly returning to the Jurassic world. Dinosaurs become more active as food sources increase. Vegetation now covers vast areas of the landscape. Theropods remain alert in the growing ecosystem. Different species share the same habitats. The skies are once again filled with pterosaurs.
Cynodonts become more numerous in the undergrowth.
Ornithischians like Allosaurus flourish.
The Jurassic world is awakening in full strength. The age of ash is fading. The true Jurassic era has arrived.
From the ashes of the Triassic, the Jurassic period has truly begun. The age of dinosaurs is awakening. Paleontologists have carefully excavated fossils from sites like the Elliott Formation in South Africa and Lesotho, where bones and skeletons prove that many groups survived the end Triassic extinction and entered the Jurassic. In video footage from excavations in the Upper Elliott Formation, archaeologists and paleontologists carefully uncover theropod bones, proving these dinosaurs survived the crisis. Detailed fossil digs in South Africa and North America have revealed early sauropodomorph bones, with video records of the excavations showing how these ancestors of long-decked dinosaurs survived. Paleontologists filming their work in the Elliott Formation have documented small ornithischian fossils like Losothosaurus, proving they crossed the Triassic-Jurassic boundary. In the Elliott Formation of South Africa and Lesotho, paleontologists have excavated fossils of small ornithischians like Losothosaurus, proving these dinosaurs survived the Triassic-Jurassic extinction. Excavation videos and fieldwork in the Upper Elliott Formation show crocodilomorph bones being carefully uncovered, confirming that relatives of modern crocodiles survived into the Jurassic. Paleontologists working in the Elliott Formation have found therapsid and cynodont fossils, with video documentation proving these mammal-like reptiles survived the end Triassic crisis. Fossils of the early turtle Proganochelys have been documented in Triassic-Jurassic boundary layers, with excavations in South Africa and Germany providing clear proof of turtle survival. In excavation videos from early Jurassic deposits in Europe and Africa, paleontologists are seen carefully uncovering pterosaur bones, proving that flying reptiles like Eunomorphodon survived the extinction. Years of filmed archaeological work in the Elliott Formation of South Africa show teams of paleontologists digging out bones of theropods, sauropodomorphs, and nothischians, proving all these groups survived. Video recordings from stratigraphic digs in the Elliott Formation capture paleontologists measuring rock layers and excavating sauropodomorph fossils, confirming their rapid recovery after the volcanic events. Paleontologists have filmed their excavations in the Elliott Formation of South Africa and similar sites in China, where teams carefully brush away ash to reveal bones that prove these lineages survived. Decades of video-documented fieldwork in the Upper Elliott Formation show paleontologists uncovering small ornithischian bones like Losothosaurus, documenting their survival and early diversification. In the Elliott Formation of South Africa, teams of paleontologists are filmed carefully digging through rock layers, slowly uncovering theropod and sauropodomorph bones that prove these dinosaurs survived. Paleontologists working in the Elliott Formation are seen on video using brushes and small tools to carefully excavate cynodont and therapsid fossils, documenting that mammal-like reptiles survived the extinction. In filmed excavations in South Africa and Germany, scientists are shown gently removing rock to reveal Proganochelys turtle fossils and pterosaur bones, proving these groups endured the Triassic crisis. Video from the Elliott Formation shows paleontologists carefully brushing away sediment to uncover Losothosaurus and early sauropodomorph bones, providing direct evidence of their survival into the Jurassic. Archaeological teams are filmed in the Elliott Formation using picks and brushes to excavate crocodilomorph and theropod fossils, clearly demonstrating that these animals survived. New video recordings from ongoing excavations in the Elliott Formation show paleontologists uncovering more bones of surviving dinosaur groups, strengthening the evidence of their successful recovery. From the bones carefully dug out by paleontologists in recorded excavations across the Elliott Formation and other sites worldwide, we understand how life rebuilt itself after great extinction. The Jurassic period began thanks to these survivors. Their fossils were found and documented on video by scientists during painstaking excavations in the Elliott Formation and key sites around the world.
Dilophosaurus, one of the first large predators of the Jurassic period, with its characteristic double crest on the head.
This was no longer a small shadow dweller. Dilophosaurus had become a true master of the Jurassic forests. With its powerful build and two crests on its head, one on the left and one on the right, Dilophosaurus ruled the early Jurassic woodlands. As one of the largest predators of its time, it dominated the landscape.
Dilophosaurus was a formidable hunter in the recovering Jurassic world.
This impressive predator marked the beginning of larger theropods in the Jurassic.
Dilophosaurus was a symbol of the new Jurassic age of giants. With its powerful jaws and two crests on its head, one on the left and one on the right, it was one of the apex predators of its time.
Dilophosaurus had become one of the first dominant predators of the new Jurassic world.
This small dinosaur was the ancestor of the later giant armored dinosaurs like ankylosaurs. Despite its small size, it was well protected by rows of bony armor. Its armor provided protection against the growing predators of the Jurassic. This little armored dinosaur was a pioneer of the armored lineage. Scutellosaurus was small, but its armor was a beginning of something much bigger. Its bony plates were the first step toward the heavily armored giants of later eras. Scutellosaurus helped pave the way for the armored dinosaurs that would come after it. Scutellosaurus was the beginning of the armored dinosaur lineage that would later dominate the Jurassic and Cretaceous. Massospondylus, an early prosauropod that was already larger than its Triassic ancestors. They were beginning the important transition to a fully quadrupedal way of life. Massospondylus was larger and more advanced than its Triassic relatives. These prosauropods were slowly evolving toward the giant sauropods of the future. Massospondylus marked a crucial evolutionary step toward the giant long-necked sauropods of the later Jurassic. Cetiosaurus, one of the first true sauropods and giants of the Middle Jurassic. With its enormous size and long neck, it was one of the first giant herbivores of the Jurassic.
Cetiosaurus marked the beginning of the age of truly gigantic long-necked dinosaurs. These massive sauropods thrived in the warmer and wetter climate of the Middle Jurassic.
Cetiosaurus was one of the earliest members of the giant sauropod family.
Cetiosaurus represented the rise of the true giants in the Middle Jurassic world. Megalosaurus, the first dinosaur ever officially described by science, a powerful predator of the Middle Jurassic. As a dominant carnivore in Europe, Megalosaurus ruled the mid-Jurassic landscapes. This formidable predator was the first dinosaur to receive a scientific name.
Megalosaurus was a top predator that hunted large herbivorous dinosaurs. Its powerful legs and jaws made it one of the most dangerous animals of its time. Megalosaurus dominated the European ecosystems during the Middle Jurassic. As the first scientifically named dinosaur, it holds a special place in paleontology.
Megalosaurus was one of the apex predators of the Middle Jurassic.
Megalosaurus was the first dinosaur given a scientific name and became a symbol of Jurassic predators. The first stegosaurs appeared in the Middle Jurassic, with characteristic plates starting to form on their backs.
These early armored dinosaurs would later evolve into the famous plated stegosaurs.
Small bony plates were already appearing on their backs during the Middle Jurassic. These first stegosaurs were herbivores that lived among the dense vegetation of the Middle Jurassic.
The plates on their backs would later become much larger and more impressive.
Early stegosaurs were smaller than their later relatives, but already carried the signature plates.
They lived in the warm and humid environments of the Middle Jurassic.
This was the beginning of one of the most recognizable dinosaur groups in history.
These plated dinosaurs would become one of the most iconic symbols of the Jurassic period.
These early stegosaurs were the beginning of one of the most iconic armored dinosaur groups.
In the Forest Marble Formation of southern England, paleontologists have excavated bones of Cetaceous, proving it was one of the first true giant sauropods.
Careful with that section.
Teams of paleontologists carefully uncover massive limb bones and vertebrae of Cetaceous during careful excavations. These carefully documented excavations confirm that Cetaceous was one of the earliest giant long-necked dinosaurs.
In 1824, William Buckland described Megalosaurus, the very first dinosaur to receive an official scientific name.
Yes, the teeth are clearing up. Excellent. Now lift it gently.
Ongoing excavations continue to provide new evidence about Megalosaurus, the first named dinosaur in history. Ongoing excavations continue to provide new evidence about Megalosaurus, the first named dinosaur in history. Excavation teams carefully brush away rock to reveal the first developing backplates of early stegosaurs. Recent excavations at Dewar's Farm Quarry have revealed important new evidence of Cetaceous and its giant size.
Look at the size of this femur. It's massive. Documenting this now.
In Stolesfield Quarry, England, paleontologists uncovered the bones that led to the first scientific description of Megalosaurus. These important excavations prove that stegosaurs with backplates already existed in the Middle Jurassic.
Leopleurodon, one of the largest and most powerful plesiosaurs of the Middle Jurassic seas.
Known as the marine T-Rex, it had a short neck and an incredibly powerful head.
Some individuals reached lengths of 10 to 12 meters and were apex predators of the Jurassic oceans. With 4 strong flippers, Leopleurodon was a fast and agile hunter in the open sea. This marine giant dominated the food chain of the Middle Jurassic seas.
Its enormous teeth could crush almost any prey in the Jurassic Ocean. Leopleurodon was perfectly built for hunting large marine animals.
Few creatures dared to challenge this mighty pliosaur. It was truly the tyrant of the Middle Jurassic oceans.
Leopleurodon was one of the most terrifying predators ever to roam the Jurassic seas. Plesiosaurs, with their incredibly long necks, were common hunters in the Middle Jurassic seas. They used their long necks to ambush fish and squid from the darkness. Plesiosaurs were specialized hunters of fish and soft-bodied prey. Their long necks gave them a deadly reach in the Jurassic oceans. This unusual body plan made them highly effective ambush predators. After successful hunts, it rested near the surface before diving again. Its massive eyes gave it a huge advantage when hunting in low-light conditions. Its massive eyes gave it a huge advantage when hunting in low-light conditions. Plesiosaurs shared the seas with many other marine reptiles and invertebrates. With their long necks and four flippers, plesiosaurs were perfectly adapted to life in the Jurassic oceans. Ophthalmosaurus, an ichthyosaur with enormous eyes the size of footballs, perfectly adapted for deep diving.
With eyes larger than a football, Ophthalmosaurus could hunt effectively even in the darkest depths. With its large eyes adapted for low light, it could hunt fish even in deeper waters.
It fed primarily on fish and squid, using its sharp teeth to grasp slippery prey. Ophthalmosaurus was a highly efficient predator thanks to its streamlined body and excellent vision.
Shunosaurus, a unique sauropod from the Middle Jurassic of China, known for its unusual tail club.
With its long neck and powerful tail club, Shunosaurus was well protected in the Middle Jurassic forests.
Shunosaurus was a medium-sized sauropod famous for the heavy club on the end of its tail.
One of its most remarkable features was a heavy bony club on the end of its tail.
Shunosaurus was well adapted to the warm and humid forests with its powerful tail club for protection.
The heavy tail club was likely used for defense against predators like Megalosaurus.
This unique Chinese sauropod with its tail club gives us important clues about Middle Jurassic defense strategies.
This was the end of Series 2. Thank you for watching.